Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Could be here.
Our mission today, it's pretty simple, really. We've got this stack of hyperlocal data,
Mm-hmm.
all focused on Kingston, Massachusetts, zip 02364 for October 2025.
Right.
And what we want to do is pull out the single most important takeaway, especially for you if you're maybe thinking about selling.
Yeah, get straight to the point. Cut through the noise.
Exactly. We're not just reading charts. We're figuring out what these numbers mean for your strategy, like right now.
And honestly, looking through all the sources, the main story is kind of already written, isn't it?
How so?
Well, before we even get into specific percentages, the overall picture is clear. Kingston is firmly, decisively a seller's market.
Okay, seller's market. Let's focus on that. Why? What's the main driver?
It boils down to one core metric: inventory, or rather, the lack of it.
Right, months of inventory, MOI. That tells us how fast existing homes would sell if nothing new came up.
Exactly. And the number for October 2025 in Kingston. It's the foundation for everything else. It was 1.57.
1.57 months. Okay, put that in context for us. What's normal?
Well, a balanced market, where things aren't tilted too much towards buyers or sellers, that's usually around 5, maybe 6 months of inventory.
So 1.57 is.
It's incredibly low. We're talking near record scarcity. This isn't just a tight market, it's borderline extreme.
And the charts in the source data confirm this, right? They actually label it seller's market.
They do. And when you look at the actual number of homes available
Yeah, what was that number?
in October, for single-family homes and condos combined, only 18 active listings.
18 in the entire town for the whole month.
Just 18.
Oh,
That's it.
wow.
That's stark.
It is. And despite that tiny number, houses were still selling. That's the key.
Right. So demand is still there,
Mhm.
chasing very few houses.
Precisely. With only 18 options, buyers have to compete. It makes competition pretty much inevitable.
Okay, but I did see one thing in the data. The MOI, that 1.57 number, it actually went up a bit from September.
Ah, yes. Good catch. It increased month over month by about 13.26%. So 13% increase. If I'm a seller, should that worry me? Does that mean things are cooling off?
That's a fair question, but honestly, no, not at all.
Why not?
Because that percentage increase is starting from such an incredibly low baseline, going from, say, 1.3 or 1.4 months up to 1.57. You're still deep in seller territory.
So it's statistically noticeable, but strategically irrelevant for the power balance.
Exactly. It's noise in the short term. At 1.57 MOI, the seller still holds almost all the cards regarding price, speed, contingencies, you name it.
Okay, so that low inventory, that 1.57 MOI. Let's follow that thread. What does it mean for the actual transaction, for the money and the clock?
Right. How fast and for how much?
Yeah. Let's start with speed. How quickly are Kingston homes selling?
Really fast. The metric we look at is median days in RPR.
RPR, Realtor Property Resource, basically time on market before an offer is accepted.
Correct. And that number was just 18 days.
18 days, median. That's incredibly quick. That suggests a lot of homes are gone in the first weekend or so.
Absolutely. It's a direct result of that scarcity we talked about. Buyers see something good, they know they can't wait.
And that urgency,
Hmm.
it must translate to price.
It does directly. It gives sellers significant pricing power.
So what are buyers actually paying compared to the asking price? What's that ratio look like?
The sold to list price percentage. It was 98.9% in October.
98.9%. So basically, sellers are getting their asking price on average.
Pretty much less than, 1.1% wiggle room on average. It tells you buyers have very limited leverage for negotiation.
And they're probably making concessions elsewhere too, like on inspections or appraisals.
Very likely. When you're paying 98.9% of list, you're often doing whatever it takes to make your offer the most attractive, and that often means fewer contingencies.
So strong prices, fast sales. What was the actual median price tag in October?
The median sold price came in at $825,000.
825,000. Okay. How does that compare?
Well, two things there. It's up 1.6% just from September. Modest, okay?
But the bigger picture.
The bigger picture is the year-over-year change. Compared to October last year, that $825,000 is up a huge 17.52%.
Wow, 17.5% jump in 12 months.
Yeah, it's significant appreciation. Shows real underlying strength in Kingston property value.
Okay, so 17.5% appreciation, 1.57 months of inventory, selling in 18 days at 99% Linson. The numbers paint a strong picture.
They really do.
But sometimes it helps to see, actual examples. Did the closed listings data show this kind of buyer urgency in action?
Oh, absolutely. The individual sales really bring the statistics to life. We saw several properties move with incredible speed and often for more than asking.
Give us an example.
Okay, best one might be 45 Deer Run Rod single-family home, sold for $865,000.
Okay. And the speed.
It was listed in RPR for only 2 days.
2 days.
2 days, and it sold for 1.78% over the list price.
So gone almost instantly and sparked a bidding situation, pushing it over asking.
Exactly. That's textbook buyer urgency, driven by lack of choice. They saw it, they jumped, they paid a premium.
Was that just a one-off, or were there others like it?
Not totally isolated. Look at 38 Prospect Saint sold for $661,000.
And the time.
Just 5 days in RPR. Also over asking 1.85% over list.
So a clear pattern for desirable homes. Quick sales, often above asking.
Definitely. If a property is well presented and priced reasonably for the current market, buyers are competing fiercely for it.
Does this apply across the board? What about higher-end properties? Was the luxury market also seeing action?
It seems so. The data shows market depth. For instance, 263 Country Club Way, a large single family, it closed for $1,865,000.
Okay, nearly $1.9 million. Did that one sell in 2 days?
Oh, no, luxury moves slower, that's normal. It took 92 days. But the fact that it sold at that price point shows there's demand even at the top end.
Right. So buyers are active across different price points, provided the inventory is right.
Correct. If you have what buyers are looking for, they're out there and ready to make strong offers.
So thinking about that, what kind of inventory were buyers really jumping on in October? What features drove those super fast over-asking sales?
Well, the sources suggest it's about quality and desirability. Things like well-maintained homes. Obvious, maybe, but crucial.
Turnkey condition matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, new construction. We saw a 2022 Colonial on Charles Drive go quickly. And then unique features.
Like what?
Homes with an ocean view. Maybe potential for an in-law suite. Things that stand out.
Yeah.
Those properties commanded attention and top dollar fast. Deferred maintenance, though? That's likely sitting longer.
So the market rewards move-in ready and unique appeal, but isn't just buying anything.
Precisely. Buyers are urgent, but still discerning to a degree.
Okay, let's pull back to the bigger picture again. We've got speed, we've got high prices relative to list. What about just the underlying value trend? Is this October strength built on a solid foundation?
It appears so. Looking beyond just the monthly sales, the median estimated property value across Kingston is up plus 3.1% over the last 12 months.
So even besides the hot sales market, general home values have been appreciating steadily.
Exactly. It's not just a temporary spike in sold prices based on frenzy alone. There's sustained underlying value growth happening. That 17.5% year-over-year jump in sold price sits on top of that steady appreciation.
That's important context for homeowners. It reinforces their asset is growing.
Definitely. It shows the market strength isn't just a flash in the pan.
Okay, so let's wrap this analysis up. If you're listening, maybe thinking about selling in Kingston, what's the absolute core takeaway from all this October data?
It's about leverage. The combination of that incredibly low inventory, the 1.57 months of inventory, and buyers paying 98.9% of list price.
Yeah.
It means October 2025 was an exceptionally favorable time for sellers. Yet scarcity creating urgency, and that urgency translating directly into price realization. The market conditions basically handed sellers control of the negotiation.
A powerful position to be in.
Absolutely.
But there's maybe a wrinkle here as we look forward. You mentioned the sold price was up 1.6% month over month.
Yes.
But the data also showed the median list price actually went down slightly in October compared to September by about 4.64%.
Ah, yes. That tension is really interesting.
List prices dipping a bit, while sold prices are still hitting records relative to list and rising year over year. What's going on there?
It could suggest a couple of things. Maybe sellers listing in October were being slightly cautious, perhaps underestimating just how strong the buyer demand still was.
So maybe listing a bit conservatively.
Possibly.
Or
Maybe buyers are initially trying to push back slightly against peak list prices, making offers just under. But then competition forces the final sold price right back up near that 98.9% mark anyway.
That's a key point. If sellers are listing slightly lower than they could, they might be getting almost full price, but maybe leaving a little money on the table compared to what the market could bear.
It's possible. It shows sellers perhaps aren't chasing every last dollar from the absolute peak, but buyers are still aggressively competing for what is available.
Right. And that brings us to the final thought, something for you, the listener, to consider.
Exactly. Given this slight volatility, let's call it, list prices may be softening a tiny bit, while sold prices remain incredibly strong relative to list. What does that signal for November listing?
Yeah, will buyers see that maybe slightly lower list price as a grief opportunity?
Right. Will it make them jump even harder on the current scarce inventory, knowing that the final close prices are still so high and selling so fast?
That push and pull between intense demand, scarce supply, and maybe some slight shifts in listing strategy, that seems to be the key dynamic in Kingston right now.
It really sums it up.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. Thanks for breaking down that data.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the Kingston real estate market for October 2025. Now, if you have any questions about anything we discussed today, or if you are thinking about buying or selling your house anywhere on Boston's South Shore,
Now seems like a potentially great time, especially if selling.
indeed, you should give Jim Aldred a call. Jim Aldred can help you navigate this complex market.
He knows the South Shore market inside and out.
You can reach Jim directly on his mobile at 339-987-0382. That's 339-987-0382. Or shoot him an email at jimaldredrealtor@yahoo.com.
Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.